Welcome to Gamer Ability. I'm your host Sixpenny and I'm back with another MLB The Show 21 gameplay tutorial video. Today I'm going to be providing you all the hitting tips you'll need to improve your hitting skills in MLB The Show 21. If you're new here to the channel, welcome on in. It's great to have you here. Be sure to subscribe to the channel to stay up to date on all my new videos and drop a like. I would greatly appreciate it. It really makes my day and helps this channel continue to grow. So as we move into the video here, I made a full video focused on the best hitting settings, which include camera views, PCI, and everything like that. So be sure you check out that video. So when you're learning how to hit, you're going to want to go into custom practice. Now, what's really cool about custom practice in this game, whether you're working on pitching or hitting, you can choose any team in the major leagues, any player you want. So if you struggle against a certain pitcher hitting, you struggle against a certain pitcher's windup, then you're going to want to pick that pitcher more often and work on it. So if you say you struggle with a certain batter, a certain swing, because players do have different swings in this game that do make a difference. So if you struggle with a player's swing on your franchise or in your Diamond Dynasty, you can practice with them in practice. So I'm going to, of course, choose my favorite team, the Cincinnati Reds. We're going to randomize the other. So let's see, Texas Rangers. So when you're in practice, I highly recommend that you practice on higher difficulty settings. I go in and usually practice on Legend or Hall of Fame. The reason is the pitch is going to come in much quicker. And if you can get a glimpse of whether it's a strike or ball and you can pick that up on Hall of Fame and Legend, when you play on All-Star and these other modes, online competitive modes, you can easily tell if it's a ball or a strike. Legend is really if you want to have the fastest pitch and really pick up on balls and strike. It will greatly improve your hitting. Yes, that pitch is going to come in fast. You may hit less balls, but I highly recommend you practice on Legend difficulty setting. So I already did a video specifically for the best batting settings, which included the camera views, but I like Strike Zone 2 when I'm trying to be competitive. Pick a view and keep it. Don't be like me and change your view for presentation, because I change it for my Road to the Show videos and to see the player swings. I recommend actually choosing Strike Zone 1 or Strike Zone 2. They're the best for pitch recognition, timing as well, and PCI control. I'm going to choose Strike Zone 2 for this video purposes. And for PCI settings, I use, of course, for my hitting interface, Zone is the best. Buttons, inputs. If you want a video specifically talking about all the batting settings, make sure you check that out in the description below in my gameplay tutorial playlist. So to start hitting, just hitting without counts, without runners on base, without an in-game scenario, go to practice type and go to batting. You could choose whatever player you want. Let's just choose Castellanos. Will just be Gibson. Gibson is a good pitcher to face because Gibson has a lot of different pitches. Now, when you're in the practice type and you have no zone selected, that means that the pitcher may pitch, it's going to be the pitcher may pick strikes or may pick balls. This when I'm going to move into pitch recognition here. So look at the strike zone. The strike zone is basically waist to knees, but what I recommend is look at the area at the top of the strike zone. So it's above the pitcher's head. So at Great American Ballpark, see where all the fans are up there. Anything up in that area that I'm not going to swing at. Pick landmarks. Now down here at Great American Ballpark, we don't really have much at the bottom here, like a point of view, something that we can eyeball, but there is a little smudge in the dirt right in this area that I know if anything's lower than that, I'm not going to swing. Then for your left to right indicators, you're going to be looking at basically the plate. Anything outside the plate, basically a half an inch outside the plate from this view, I'm not going to swing at. So use those landmarks. Or you can look at the dirt here on the mound. So anything on this outer part, towards this outer part of the dirt, I'm not going to swing at. So those are ways that you can look at different landmarks in your peripherals to have an ideal of what's going to be a strike and what's going to be a ball. You're not going to get strikes and balls right every time. It's very important, though, to stay patient. So when I would say the number one tip, it's all about plate discipline. Do not swing at every pitch. Pick some pitches that you're not even going to swing at. pick some batters. Maybe you have a batter like a pitcher or a catcher, Tucker Barnhart for me for the Reds, I never hit well with. So with him, I never swing unless I have 2 strikes. I never swing with my pitcher unless they have 2 strikes. This is going to allow you to see more pitches, and it's going to allow you to have a better idea of whether it's a ball or a strike. So don't be in a hurry to swing at that first pitch every time. So I highly recommend pick batters like this pitch. Okay, I'm not going to swing no matter what. And look, it happened that it was a ball, but if that was a strike, it's okay. Hitters you don't hit well with, don't swing until they have 2 strikes on them. You can even pick this out in your lineup before the game. Like look at your lineup and be like, okay, we have the bottom of the lineup, 6 through 9. I'm not going to swing until at least 1 strike is on me. That's going to help you get more disciplined and see more pitches. Do not be in a rush. I repeat, do not be in a rush. Let's review power swings versus contact swings versus normal swings. So on an Xbox controller, X is power swing, A is normal swing, B is contact. I recommend 90% of the time, maybe even 95%, I use normal swing. Normal swing, you basically had, for me, I did a scenario where I hit like 50 different normal swings, 50 different contact swings, and contact swings I do not like at all. I do not. Most of the time, your contact swing is going to go right to another player, is going to be a short line out, or is going to be a blooper that gets caught. So I do not. The only time I'd recommend a contact swing is if you're hitting with a pitcher and you just want to get contact on the ball. So hitting with the pitcher, that's when I do a contact swing, but I recommend normal swings. If you choose a power swing, yes, you may have more power. You're going to get more pop outs, more fly balls. You may get more home runs, but honestly, I get more home runs with normal swings than I do power, and I think it's all because of the PCI. Now let's talk about contact point. So essentially, you want to contact the ball at the center point of the PCI on screen. Now when you look at the inner diamonds, you have the top diamond, middle diamond, and lower diamond. The top diamond represents the power contact point, the middle diamond represents a balanced contact point, the bottom diamond represents just the contact, if a contact specialist point. Now keep in mind, this is going to change based on each batter. It's going to change in certain situations because players have what's called quirks, to where they may have more power in certain situations, or even some pitchers can limit home runs in certain situations. So this is going to change per at bat and in situations. But the main thing is that whichever diamond is the biggest in the center, that means that really is that best player's contact point. I wouldn't look too much into this. What I recommend is focusing on hitting the ball right at the center. Choose that center point. And most of the batters on this game actually have the middle point as the biggest. But as you get better, what you're going to want to do is to maximize power, you're going to want to hit the power contact point when a player has that diamond that's the biggest. And hitting results is basically comes down to 3 different things. So it starts with contact point, your PCI. Number 2, timing, and then number 3, your actual player attributes, so their contact, power, and all the different hitting stats involved. So when I start out I'm going to show you how I practice, so what I go through. Now I would always recommend start out timing on the fastball, so you can select whatever pitch you want. So I'm going to get rid of all the other pitches. I'm going to put the fastball there, and you can pick all the zones. You can do all high zones, all outside. You can manually pick whatever zone. So I always recommend working on timing first. So I'm going to pick fastballs down the middle. We're not even going to move our PCI, and I'm going to show you how I practice. With strike zone 2 and strike zone 1 views, basically you want to swing right when the ball's about to a little bit in front of the screen. You're first, just work on timing. I'm hitting a normal swing, working on timing. I'm not even touching my PCI. All I want to do is get better timing on the fastball. I'm going to hit like 5 or 10 pitches like this. It's what I would do when I'm actually practicing. I don't care about PCI right now. I'm just getting down timing. Get into the game, work on timing. Then what you're going to do, you're actually going to go in and you're going to change to a different pitch, an off-speed pitch. So I'm going to go from fastball to a changeup, and you're going to work on that. What I would recommend, go through each and every pitch with that specific pitcher you're facing with straight down the middle pitches. And then what you're going to do is work on all the different zones in the middle. So now you're going to have to actually, you may have to move your PCI. You may not have to. So you're working on seeing the pitch, is it inside or outside, and working on micro adjustments left or right on the PCI. And then do that for each pitch. You don't have to do it for each pitch. So say you just want to, I would go through that with each zone, upper, lower, and then go from there. But if you just want to work on every single pitch, all strikes, select all zones, and then you're going to get a strike, and you're just going to work on pitch recognition. For pitch recognition, you want to look at the pitcher's release and look at the spin rate of the ball. That's why strike zone 1 and strike zone 2 are the best views for this. You can see, so you can pick up on the spin rate. A low spin rate, you're going to see that's going to be a fastball. So a low spin rate, see that? So it barely spun, that's a fastball. A higher spin rate is going to indicate some type of breaking ball or some type of sinking fastball, cutter fastball. So that's where you want to look at. So let's just work on the pitch recognition here. That was a changeup. So the changeup has more spin than a fastball. I struggle. I'm still working on picking up on those changeups. So that was a sinker. You can really see how it has a much higher spin rate than the changeup and fastball. And so four seam had a lower spin rate. I picked up on the fastball, but just a little under it. It's what you can start to mix up, but is for me, the sinkers and four seam fastballs. So what I'll do is actually go into training. So that was the sinker. We saw them compared. I'll actually go into this and pick both of those pitches. If you struggle with sinkers, go into this practice and just hit sinkers. If you struggle with fastballs, go into the practice and hit fastballs. Now, as we end this video off, the big thing that I would recommend when you're practicing, I know I just chose a random pitcher here, but you want to pick a pitcher that really throws heat. 101 mile an hour fastball with a pitcher that throw on ledge and difficulty. If you can hit that and tell if it's a strike, you're all set. That's when you know you're ready. If you can switch from changeup, so put fastballs, changeup, curveballs on there when a fastball is over 100 and you can hit all of them consistently and tell whether it's a ball or strike, that's when you know you're ready for the big leagues. But I'm going to end this by showing you I highly recommend you work on scenarios. You can work on any batting scenarios. All you do is go to team practice, pick offense, choose the player you want to start with in the series. So say I want to work on Winker, the leadoff hitter here, and we'll just stick with Gibson. You can practice with any scenarios. You can repeat. You can repeat the at-bat and keep doing that same at-bat situation over and over, such as, say you struggle with runners in scoring position. Go ahead and put a runner on third and second. Repeat that at-bat and figure out what you need to do what pitches you need to swing at. What pitches cause ground balls? What pitches cause you to actually hit good quality at-bats? Say you struggle when you're behind in the count. Go ahead and put 2 strikes on there. Start with 2 strikes, repeat that at bat, and work from being behind in the count. Say you struggle with full counts. Put 3 balls, 2 strikes, work on your full count hitting. Say you struggle in a game with runners in scoring position, no pitches are thrown, but you have 2 outs, and the game's on the line, and you want to work on that specific scenario. You can work on any scenario you want. So any player I want to hit with, any pitcher I want to play against, it is so amazing. This is the best practice mode I've ever seen on any game. They crushed it. Get in there, use these tips. They've really helped me become a better hitter. Am I the best hitter? No. But am I improving every day? Yes. And am I going to help you all improve? Yes. That's what I'm here for. Those of you that know me know I do a lot of videos for I've done a lot of videos for PGA Tour 2K21, helping gamers learn the game. I love helping gamers. So if you have other tips that you use for hitting, I want to hear all your tips in the comments down below. What do you use? What's the PCI that you use? What's your favorite situation? What situations do you struggle with? What do you need to get better with? I'm here to help, so create the comments like a forum down below. Thank you for watching this video to the end. If you're new here, be sure to drop a like before you go and subscribe to the channel. Those are two things that I greatly appreciate. They really help me and make my day every single time. I could not do any of this without you. Be sure to click on another one of my videos after this, whether you want to watch my full gameplay tutorial list or watch my Road to the Show or other gameplay videos. Be sure to click on them on my channel page or in the description below. You all are awesome. As always, have a fantastic day, and I'll see you soon.